You may have seen hundreds, if not thousands, of alleged videos showing aliens or UFO sightings.
Ahí está el jardín. No mames. No mames. No mames. No mames.
But what most of them have in common is a simple question: are they real, speculated, or something made up?
So there's two people or two subjects that are in your backyard?
Correct, and they're very large.
To answer that, today's video will cover some of the most convincing alien and UFO sightings that have been documented.
I don't want to say what that looks like, but it looks like a UFO.
In 2019, a photographer from Russia was capturing images of the full moon when he noticed three small, black orb-like objects silently moving. At first, he assumed they were satellites, but within minutes, dozens more appeared, flying in a loose formation. He zoomed in and recorded what looked like something either taking off or communicating. The orbs seemed to move as if they were controlled by unknown beings, possibly aliens from the moon. According to former military officials, the Apollo missions discovered life on the moon, but NASA kept it classified, and this sighting supports that theory. Flight deck anomalies. A triangular-shaped UFO was caught on camera during the filming of a documentary in 2018. The footage shows during the landing of a military jet on a carrier, one was recorded on the deck. Strangely, military personnel on deck were completely unbothered, casually working near it as if it were just another usual aircraft. This unusual calm led many to believe that the object was not only known to them, but possibly a reverse engineering program, if not some actual alliance with UFOs, so much so that one was allowed to land.
Ahí está el jardín. No mames. No mames. No mames. No mames. No mames.
Teens' shocking sighting.
Our 8 News Now investigators reporting about terrified members of a local family who told police they had aliens in their backyard.
A Las Vegas family reported a startling encounter that has since captivated both the public and experts. Following a bright greenish-blue flash observed streaking across the sky, captured on police body cam footage and stated by over 20 witnesses, the incident was reported in 2023. A teenager also called 911, claiming that two 8 to 10-foot-tall beings with gray-green skin had landed in his backyard. He described the entities as 100% not human and managed to film a brief video. This incident remains one of the most compelling and controversial UFO encounters in recent history, blending eyewitness accounts, video evidence, and expert analysis.
I swear to God, this is not a joke. This is actually we terrified.
So there's two people or two subjects that are in your backyard?
Correct, and they're very large.
Warship sky intrusion.
Lawmakers haven't held a hearing like this in half a century. Defense officials telling lawmakers they have some 400 reports from military personnel of UFOs or UAPs.
Naval officers aboard the USS Russell recorded footage of pyramid-shaped flying objects hovering above the warship off the coast of San Diego. Reported in 2021, the UFOs were tracked on multiple radar systems and visually confirmed by trained military personnel, reducing the likelihood of equipment malfunction or illusion. U.S. intelligence and military officials held classified briefings on these sightings, indicating the government took the incidents very seriously despite publicly downplaying them. Some theorists claim the government may use these sightings to justify future space military budgets or to control public narratives, suggesting these alien crafts operate under secret government treaties.
The Defense Department says it is taking reports seriously and that it continues to expand its office that's gathering and analyzing reports of UFOs.
Rapid descent phenomenon. Pilots from the USS Nimitz Carrier Strike Group were conducting training exercises when they encountered a white oval-shaped object about 40 feet long.
They were picking up multiple targets on the radar system, but they had a new system they were testing. So the theory was that it was just glitches. So they rebooted, but sure enough, these targets showed up again.
Reported in 2004, it had no wings, no rotors, and no exhaust plume, yet moved erratically over the ocean surface. It dropped from 80,000 feet to sea level in less than a second. Witnesses also reported a patch of churning, bubbling water where it stopped, roughly the size of a commercial airliner, as if something massive was just beneath the surface or had recently submerged. The military covered it up for years, but in 2017, it resurfaced when the New York Times exposed the Pentagon's secret UFO programs. Enduring mystery case. Travis Walton vanished on November 5th, 1975 near Snowflake after a glowing disc-shaped object was spotted by him and 6 fellow loggers. He was missing for 5 full days. A large search effort was launched, and suspicion quickly fell on his co-workers.
They didn't really believe our story.
You killed him, just admit it.
You kept telling me, if you just tell us where the body is, we're gonna all go home.
Some even thought they may have harmed him, but then Walton suddenly reappeared, confused, shaken, and with no clear explanation of where he had been. He and most of his team later passed multiple lie detector tests. Their story never changed, and even today it remains one of the most talked about UFO encounters ever recorded.
I felt like there was something seriously wrong. It was only a matter of seconds before I realized that these weren't human doctors. This was an alien face.
Beyond physical reality. In 1985, Whitley Strieber was staying at his secluded cabin in upstate New York when he claimed to have been abducted from his bed by non-human entities. He stated that the encounters were not always physical, but often occurred out of body in astral form, while his physical body remained in bed.
I didn't feel anything. I could feel my core being, my inner self, but there was nothing happening on the surface. I was like paralyzed and I had lost sensation.
Strieber described communication through thoughts, experiences of time distortion, and spiritual-like events that blurred the line between dimensions and reality. Though never officially confirmed, he claimed unnamed government or intelligence agents later approached him and seemed unusually interested in his story, as if they already knew such encounters were real.
I found myself waking up. I couldn't move. And these figures began to dart around, and I wasn't quite sure what was going on. Then I began to see these faces, big, long, narrow faces with big black eyes.
Glowing saucer mystery.
Going round and round and round and going up and up and up. And I told my mom, I said, Mom, I just saw a flying saucer. I saw a UFO.
On September 19th, 1976, Iranian Air Force pilots detected a bright, glowing object on radar over Tehran, which was also seen visually in the sky. The object reportedly emitted intense beams of light that temporarily disabled the electronic systems of 2 F-4 Phantom fighter jets sent to investigate. Pilots described the UFO as a large, bright, saucer-shaped craft that could suddenly vanish and reappear at different altitudes and speeds. The incident was officially documented by the Iranian Air Force and later declassified by the CIA, which called it one of the most credible UFO sightings on record.
I put down my phone and I run to my balcony to see if I can see that object. I saw a big star among the other stars, which was at least twice as large as the normal.
Highland watchers spotted Brazilian highlands cover about half of Brazil's land area, yet much of it remains remote. And in 2024, 2 tall figures were spotted standing on one of the hills. Footage shows 10-foot-tall humanoid beings looking down. Interestingly, no footprints or physical evidence were left behind for anyone to retrace them or get a better idea of them. A growing number of people think these could be extraterrestrial beings, observing how humans respond to unexplained phenomena. Conspiracy researchers have also suggested that Brazil might be a testing ground for alien tech cooperation. Landed during reset.
Saw this like a silver thing down there. It was a silver oval thing.
In 1994, at Ariel School in Zimbabwe, 62 school children aged 6 to 12 claimed to have seen a silver, disc-shaped craft land in a field just outside their school during recess. Despite being separated and interviewed individually, many children gave eerily similar accounts: a saucer-shaped craft and beings with large heads, black eyes, and thin bodies. Several children reported that the beings sent them mental images, warning of environmental destruction, and messages far too complex for their age. The incident occurred while teachers were in a staff meeting, yet none of the children were found to be lying or contradicting each other.
Summarize in just one sentence what took place September 1994 here at Ariel School.
Aliens visited us, and that's about it, yeah.
Mall encounter unfolds.
It involves talk of alien sightings at Bayside Marketplace.
In 2024, Bayside Marketplace in downtown Miami became the epicenter of viral rumors involving so-called shadow aliens. The incident began with a large brawl among approximately 50 teenagers, causing chaos and prompting a significant police response. However, social media users quickly speculated that the heavy police presence was due to sightings of 8 to 10-foot tall shadowy figures believed by some to be extraterrestrial beings. Footage circulated online, with viewers claiming to see a large creature near the mall's entrance. The clip fueled conspiracy theories suggesting that aliens had visited the mall, possibly as scouts assessing Earth's readiness for contact or conquest. Whispers in Roswell.
In 1947, a man by the name of Mac Brazel says that this is where he saw a UFO crash, and along this 2-mile stretch is where they say they found a ton of unearthly debris.
McBrazel, a rancher from Lincoln County, claimed to have found strange wreckage scattered across his ranch. Reported in 1947 and now publicly known as the Roswell incident, the materials included metallic rods, rubber-like strips, and unusually tough paper-like substances. After reporting the wreckage, he was detained by military personnel, and upon his return, his story had changed. Some locals claimed additional debris fields and even alien bodies were found, but later covered up by the military. Decades later, footage surfaced showing an alien in a secret facility, believed by many to be from the Roswell UFO crash.
Not just Roswell, there's lots of UFO events. There's, lots of witnesses that you can make your own decision on. This is just one event, but this is the start of it all, apparently.
Gray figure spotted.
And ultimately, they stumble across this strange 3-foot creature lying in the snow.
Deep within the vast and icy wilderness of Siberia, a man walking his dog stumbled upon a 3-foot-tall humanoid being with gray rubbery skin. Reported in 2019, the creature had a large head and thin limbs, one of which appeared to be missing. The man managed to capture a short video of the being before fleeing the scene in terror. Local authorities denied any official investigation, yet within 48 hours, military personnel were reportedly seen combing the area. Many believe the being may have been separated from its crew, injured in a crash, or possibly in a state of deep stasis or regeneration.
Immediately can tell this isn't human because it's very small, and it also doesn't have the formed chin and cranium human. Its head is a very different shape.
Cold War mystery. This incident is said to have occurred near the Sverdlovsk region in the Soviet Union, where military personnel reportedly recovered a disc-shaped craft. The event was allegedly part of the secret KGB UFO files, a dossier of classified materials that surfaced in the 1990s, revealing Soviet attempts to reverse-engineer alien technology and analyze extraterrestrial life. Rumors claim that local witnesses disappeared or were silenced, and the crash site was thoroughly sanitized. The Soviets were believed to have competed with the US to recover and weaponize alien tech during the Cold War. No official acknowledgement ever came from the Russian government. Secret sky surveillance. According to recent reports, military personnel and commercial pilots have sighted over 800 UFOs. Several Navy pilots reported encountering a disc-shaped UFO hovering silently near a mountain range, showing no visible means of propulsion. Pilots described the craft as metallic, with a smooth surface that intensely reflected sunlight, making it difficult to discern details. Official Navy reports confirmed the sighting, but classified many details, sparking speculation about secret government knowledge of extraterrestrial technology. Attempts to communicate or signal the craft were met with no response, deepening the mystery and fueling theories that the craft might be studying military operations. Ancient mummies mystery.
Scientists in Mexico pulling back the curtain on what they believe are aliens.
2 mummified remains were presented to Mexico's Congress and were claimed to be approximately 1,000 years old. They were discovered in Peru's Nazca region and purportedly exhibit non-human characteristics. Reported in 2023, a journalist suggested that the body's DNA was 30% unknown, implying a non-terrestrial origin. The specimens are described as having elongated skulls, 3 fingers on each hand, and small, frail bodies resembling depictions of extraterrestrial beings. Some proponents argue that the mummies are evidence of non-human life forms, possibly from another planet, while others suggest they could be from an ancient, advanced human civilization with unique physical traits.
And then we're eventually going to find out that aliens look nothing like we think they look.
No.
It look nothing like ET.
It looks like a stone carving? It really does. What is that?
I don't know.
Antarctic hidden object. In 2018, satellite users browsing Google Maps discovered what appeared to be a half-buried saucer-like object in the icy wastelands of Antarctica. It was partially covered in snow, measured nearly 60 feet in diameter, and had a smooth metallic dome-like structure unnatural amidst jagged glaciers. Shortly after the image gained viral attention, military officials reported 3 unidentified flying objects hovering nearby. The objects performed zigzag maneuvers, and within seconds they shot vertically and disappeared. Antarctica is the only continent with no native human population, and many conspiracy researchers believe it may house ruins of an ancient non-human civilization.
Whole bunch of silver darting objects, and they are round.
Slender creature spotted. In 2019, a Colorado resident posted security camera footage showing a bizarre humanoid figure walking down her driveway. The creature had a slender frame, long limbs, and floppy ears, moving with an awkward, almost playful gait before it disappeared from the frame. Its unusual posture and arm movements were inconsistent with normal human motion, and its behavior suggested it could be non-human or unexplained. Many online users speculated that it might be a small alien life form or probe sent to observe humans, unaware of how it appears. The creature's wobble could be due to adapting to Earth's gravity, struggling to move naturally. Unknown sky phenomenon.
Trending now. So far this year, there have been 38 reports of UFO sightings reported at the National UFO Reporting Center.
The Red Rocks UFO sighting reported in 2024 stands out as one of Colorado's most compelling and well-documented unexplained aerial encounters. 2 employees at the iconic Red Rocks Amphitheater reported witnessing a massive, silent, disc-shaped object hovering in the sky. Witnesses described a white metallic disc-shaped craft approximately the size of a 3-story office building. Some believed the craft was an alien vessel conducting surveillance, possibly studying human behavior during large gatherings. Others speculate it was a test of secret military technology, potentially reverse engineered from decades of reported UFO crash site recoveries.
I don't want to say what that looks like, but it looks like a UFO.
Route 21 mystery.
Have to talk about what happened in Jersey on Monday. People thought they saw a UFO.
A footage surfaced online showing a mysterious illuminated object hovering silently over New Jersey's Route 21. Reported in 2020, the object's unusual shape and behavior led many to believe they were witnessing an unidentified flying object conducting surveillance or attempting to make contact with humanity. Vehicles literally stopped in the middle of a major road, suggesting this wasn't a casual sighting, it halted normal life. Theorists also suggested that this could be a vehicle from a parallel universe that briefly entered our airspace due to a tear in the fabric of space-time, specifically engineered to observe without being heard.
Yo, I don't know, but everybody stopped to see the aliens. It says, that's what everybody said, bro.
Long Island secret. This creature allegedly washed ashore near Plum Island, a highly restricted U.S. government research facility off the coast of Long Island. Reported in 1959, the island was believed to be conducting secretive experiments involving animal-borne diseases and biological warfare at the time. Before it could be officially studied, the creature's body mysteriously vanished, reportedly taken away by unidentified men. Eyewitness accounts described the creature as having a bizarre body structure, with leathery skin, strange limbs, a beak-like mouth, and patchy fur. No official report was released, and the government never acknowledged the incident, intensifying public suspicion. Aliohanka strange discovery. In 1996, an elderly woman in the small Russian town of Kishtim claimed to have found a tiny, strange-looking creature in the woods. She wrapped it in a blanket and brought it home, calling it Aliohanka, a nickname meaning a little Alexei. After she was hospitalized, the creature supposedly passed away from neglect. Its mummified body was handed to local authorities, but then vanished without explanation. Some say it was stolen, while others claim it was taken by the military or KGB. Russian UFO researchers insist that Aliohanka was not human, possibly an alien-human hybrid or the result of radioactive mutation. Hidden aerospace transport. In 2014, locals from Illinois reported seeing a large saucer-shaped object covered by a black tarp loaded onto a flatbed truck and escorted by multiple police vehicles. Witnesses described the object as too symmetrical and too smooth to be anything conventional like a satellite dish. The convoy reportedly headed towards Scott Air Force Base, home of the Air Mobility Command, a division with deep ties to military logistics and classified aerospace research. Videos of the event surfaced online but were quickly flagged, removed, or dismissed by authorities as a routine military transport. However, eyewitnesses insisted it didn't resemble any known aircraft or drone. Cold War secrets. The video allegedly leaked from the KGB's secret files during the post-Soviet era. It shows Soviet scientists examining a small humanoid being with grayish skin and an oversized skull. The being was laid on a metallic table under bright lights, surrounded by doctors in Soviet-style hazmat suits. According to the leak, a UFO crash occurred near Sverdlovsk, now Yekaterinburg. Debris and bodies were allegedly recovered and taken to a military bunker for immediate examination. The incident was never officially acknowledged by the Soviet government, and officials never directly debunked the footage, simply dismissing it as Western propaganda or refusing to comment altogether. NATO secret investigation. A team of Swedish treasure hunters discovered a bizarre object on the floor of the Baltic Sea while searching for shipwrecks. Reported in 2011, their sonar images revealed a giant disc-shaped structure about 200 feet wide, resembling something out of a science fiction movie. The anomaly has an eerily symmetrical shape, complete with right angles, sharp edges, and a runway-like track behind it, as if it had skidded to a stop. It has been called the Roswell of the Sea and compared to the Millennium Falcon from Star Wars. Rumors suggest NATO and nearby Baltic naval forces have quietly investigated the site. Cosmic contact theory.
On the 1961, Barney and I driving home from Montreal, saw a strange light in the sky, which changed direction, came in, started following us.
In 1961, Betty Hill and her husband, Barney, claimed they were abducted by extraterrestrials while driving through rural New Hampshire. The couple experienced 2 hours of missing time they couldn't initially explain. They later recovered detailed memories of the abduction under hypnotic regression, describing being taken aboard a spacecraft and examined by humanoid beings. During hypnosis, Betty Hill drew a star map she said the alien leader had shown her. Years later, an astronomer compared it to real star systems and suggested it matched the Zeta Reticuli binary system, sparking the widely accepted theory that the beings were from Zeta Reticuli.
There it is.
Yep. Well, okay. This is the map you drew.
Yep.
Now, this is amazing, because how much did you know about astronomy?
Not a thing.
Crash site discovery. During a solo trip, an adventurer stumbled upon the crash site of a UFO, and inside were what appeared to be extraterrestrial beings. Footage from 2017 captured a hole in the craft, with some of the beings lying on the floor while others appeared to be injured and walking unsteadily. Authorities never officially acknowledged the footage, but the uploader's account mysteriously vanished just days after the clip went viral. Many suggested it may have been hit by a meteor, malfunctioned during atmospheric entry, or collided with unknown terrestrial defense systems, and the craft may have been seeking refuge or survival. Hidden surveillance operation. Locals from a small village in Brazil reported a large, metallic, saucer-shaped object hovering silently overhead. Recorded in 2011, witnesses claimed the object dropped a smaller probe that moved in a zigzag pattern before suddenly crashing to the ground. The probe's unnatural movement suggested intelligent control and unknown propulsion technology. When investigators arrived, the fallen probe had mysteriously vanished, locals claimed. Official-looking individuals had collected it. Experts suggested it might have been searching for specific mineral or energy signatures, or part of a long-term alien surveillance program monitoring human and technological evolution. Alien material evidence. During a fishing trip deep in a remote forest, a group of explorers stumbled across an enormous amount of strange debris scattered along the shoreline of a secluded lake. This wasn't just broken metal, but strange alloy that didn't register on standard metal detectors. Footage from 2013 shows large, curved panels, unusual etchings, and warped materials that didn't rust or react to water. Local reports mentioned helicopters flying overhead and unmarked trucks navigating forest trails. An anonymous ex-intelligence officer even hinted that government retrieval teams were already tracking the object, suggesting it had been monitored before it ever hit the ground. Bouncing light anomaly. This footage captures two mysterious light sources flying erratically across the night sky. Recorded by CCTV in 2024, the lights appeared to move in a non-linear random pattern. What stood out most was the larger light. At one point, it bounced off the ground as if testing the terrain or reacting to gravity before continuing to trail the smaller light at a steady pace. No sound was recorded, and no known aircraft, drone, or atmospheric phenomenon has replicated the exact motion. Anomalists who reviewed the footage suggested advanced alien probes conducting low-altitude scans using unknown propulsion systems. Underground alien theory. Theorists propose that if extraterrestrials exist, they might be living underground, and in 2009, a group of teenagers stumbled upon a mysterious creature near Panama. The pale-skinned figure with no hair was found lying unconscious with a humanoid body, which many believe was extraterrestrial. Its smooth, hairless skin and strange limbs suggest it may have been designed for an underwater or amphibious environment. Its silence, pale skin, and movement style could also indicate stealth-based functions like spying. Some believe there are hidden alien installations beneath Panama's forests or oceans, and that this creature may have been connected to them. Secret military incident. The incident involved highly trained U.S. Air Force personnel stationed at RAF Woodbridge in England. Reported in 1980, multiple witnesses stated seeing unexplained lights and a metallic craft in the forest. Investigations revealed radiation levels at the alleged landing site were significantly higher than normal, confirmed by official military instruments. Sergeant Jim Peniston, who claims to have touched the craft, later described receiving a telepathic download of binary code. Years afterward, decoding the sequence revealed coordinates pointing to ancient sites worldwide. The British Ministry of Defense labeled the event a non-threat to national security and closed the case without offering a definitive explanation. Official field investigation. A farmer named Renato Nicolai reported seeing a small metallic saucer-shaped object briefly land on a dirt road near Aix-en-Provence before quickly taking off. Reported in 1981, the object left behind distinct physical traces on the ground, including circular and semicircular marks, soil compression, and altered vegetation. French government officials from the Gendarmerie and the official UFO investigation group conducted thorough field investigations and soil analyses, confirming unusual changes inconsistent with normal environmental effects. Some researchers suggested the craft may have been testing or scanning the environment, while others speculated it was either secret military technology or extraterrestrial in origin. 2 sightings reported. Thousands of people from Nevada to Arizona reported seeing a massive V-shaped formation of light silently gliding across the sky. First reported in 1997, these sightings spanned over 300 miles and were witnessed by civilians, police officers, and even pilots.
For me, it was just another night. I was at home, I was upstairs in our bedroom, and I'm lying in bed, I see 3 lights pop up.
Investigators claim the event involved 2 separate sightings. The first, a V-shaped object with 5 lights flying in formation. The second, a series of stationary, glowing orbs hovering over Phoenix. Some believe the 2 were connected, while others consider them unrelated. The US military later claimed the lights were training flares, but this doesn't explain the earlier, silent structured object.
Lots of people saw this. You have a lot of general consistency with how this was reported.
Night of Terror. On the night of August 21st, 1955, the Sutton family and a friend claimed that small goblin-like creatures surrounded their farmhouse near Kelly and Hopkinsville. The beings reportedly floated, glowed in the dark, and were unaffected by gunfire. Witnesses described them as 3 to 4 feet tall, with oversized heads, long arms, glowing yellow eyes, pointed ears, and clawed hands. 11 people inside the house, including women and children, supported the account. Local police, sheriff's deputies, and military personnel responded. They found shell casings and gunfire damage, but no creatures. Official reports were filed and treated seriously.
Trying to hurt nobody. They wasn't trying to hurt us all. I think they was more scared of us than we were of them.
Geomagnetic anomaly theories.
Investigation has begun into a claim that something strange came out of the skies and landed in the Welsh village of Broadhaven near Haverfordwest. Whatever it was spotted 3 times by children from the local school.
A group of 14 children from Broadhaven Primary School claimed they saw a large, silver cigar-shaped object land in a field near their playground. Reported in 1977, the children were separated and asked to draw what they saw. Strikingly, most of them drew nearly identical crafts, suggesting something very specific and consistent had been observed. Days later, local adults, including a hotel owner, reported seeing a similar craft and a strange figure dressed in a silver suit, adding credibility to the children's account. Some theorists believe Broadhaven lies on a geomagnetic anomaly, allowing interdimensional visitors easier access.
Well, I saw the spaceship. I didn't see the man. The spaceship, it looked a cigar shape with a dome on it.
Ignored evidence claims.
Predstaviti I neki od najznačajnijih.
In 2005, several residents of Sarajevo reported seeing a bright, disc-shaped object silently hovering over the city. The sighting occurred in the evening and was captured on video during a news report. The object emitted an intense, pulsing light that shifted colors without making any sound. Witnesses said the lights moved in a rhythm unlike any known aircraft. Many claimed the craft suddenly vanished, either shooting upward at extreme speed or blinking out of existence, sparking belief in non-human technology. Local UFO researchers criticized officials' silence, saying evidence was being ignored or withheld. Thank you very much for watching the video. Share in the comments and do like the video and share it with your friends. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to not miss any of the upcoming amazing videos. Thank you once again.